Hey, what is going on, guys? I am continuing my coverage into this FTX lawsuit stuff. As we know, many of the biggest YouTubers in the finance industry are involved in a $1 billion lawsuit. By the way, these same YouTubers are all, for the most part, in the exact same agency, which is absolutely insane. But I want to go ahead and give you guys some interesting information into this case. By the way, I will be following this case closely every time I get a new update in the docket. I think it's going to cost like $2 per page. For me to like pay for all the paperwork every time we get an update, which is fine. The little YouTube money that I make will go to that. But a few things I want to talk about this case, okay? Number one, there are a lot of people who are saying on the internet, oh, this case isn't going to go anywhere. They're not going to win, blah, blah, blah. And my only question to those people is, whose side are you on here? You know, because I'm seeing quite a few people just I don't know. It's weird. It's like, who cares if the case doesn't go anywhere? That's not the point. The point is justice, right? And do I personally like to see people get sued? No, I don't. I hate lawsuits, especially as somebody who's been threatened to be sued plenty of times. And everybody knows that when it comes to lawsuits, only the lawyers win. However, I believe in justice. And so, although I don't like lawsuits and I really hate to see anybody get sued, I don't mind these influencers being sued in this particular case because there's been no justice for the fact that they promoted a scam and grifted and screwed people over. And I think a lot of people are missing the main reason why so many people are so upset with them. It's not just FTX. These guys promoted numerous scams on their channel. BlockFi, Voyager. Some of these guys had the CEOs on their channel. FTX wasn't the only crypto scam. Some of these guys promoted Terra Luna. There's a bunch of different crypto scams that these guys promoted on their channels or affiliate links or whatever that they got paid for. And people are sick of it. Not even including the fact that a lot of these guys talked about penny stocks or really speculative stocks that tremendously went down in price. So when you add all of that together, there's a lot more to the story than just this FTX stuff. But let me explain something about the lawsuit, okay? So to the people who say, oh, it's frivolous, the defendants are going to win the lawsuit, fine. I want to give you guys a different perspective here. Even if Andre Jick and Graham, Stephan, and me, Kevin, all of them, even if they win the lawsuit, they're still going to spend thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars just to defend themselves. The only way they have a chance of completely getting out of this case scot-free is if the case gets dismissed, and I'm here to tell you that very likely won't happen. I highly doubt that the case is going to be dismissed. I want to make that very clear. I think there's a very small chance that the case is going to get dismissed. And here's where it gets interesting. Because even if they win the case, they still got to go through this very interesting process that everybody in the lawsuit has to go through, and it's called discovery. You see, in discovery, what could potentially happen is there could be things that come out about these grifters, these YouTube influencers, that they don't want to come out. You see, certain things about their courses or some of the ethics revolving it, or maybe some of the unethical things they've done that they don't want anybody to know, or maybe side deals that they never talked about. That's the beautiful thing about discovery. And that's the other part of the karma. So again, even if people say, oh, they're just ambulance chasers, the lawyers are ambulance chasers, whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. These grifters are going to pay for what they've done, and it's great to see. So when it comes to discovery, there's probably going to be some things that come out that they don't want to come out, which is why they're probably going to do everything they can to get this case dismissed. Or here's my theory, guys. I think if this case doesn't get dismissed, do not be surprised if these grifters all collectively decide to settle the case. Because let's be honest, folks, you save way more money typically, and you go through way less headaches and stress and bullcrap when you just settle. At least for a person who has money. And they all have money. They're all millionaires for the most part. They have the money where they could just settle the case. So that's what I actually think will probably end up being the outcome of this case. And don't get me wrong, I will definitely be keeping track of it and keeping you guys updated. But yeah, that's ultimately what I think. And I want to make it very clear. I do not think that if they settle the case, that puts them off the hook. I actually think that settling the case will be bad for them. I was talking to another guy, shout out to him. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but he's another YouTuber, really cool guy. him and I were talking, and we were just talking about the fact that, if they settle, it's still not going to be a good look for them. Now, I know when people settle, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're admitting guilt. They're just trying to get the case out of their hair. They don't want to go through the entire several year-long process of fighting a case and spending all their money. But it doesn't matter, because these guys have pissed off so many people. Now you got folks like me in the Pitchfork gang that are just waiting. You know what I mean? And that's the interesting thing about Discovery. Because if something comes out, you got folks like me who are honorary members of the Pitchfork gang. We got the pitchforks ready. Oh, best believe, if something comes out in Discovery about these grifters and it's in the docket, I'll find it and I'll expose it. You guys know I can find stuff. I'll find it. But anyway, yeah. So I don't think a settlement would be a win for them. I think their only possible routes of clearing their names, which I don't even think their names will be cleared, that's the crazy part, would be for them to either to get the case dismissed or just outright win. Going through the process of trying to win the case is going to be extremely grueling, tough. It's going to take several years. It's going to be very stressful for them. And I can't say I feel bad. What about the victims? What about the people that clicked on their FTX links and lost all their money? What about them? They're probably stressed too. They probably lost everything. What about them? Nobody feels bad about them. See, I would have more sympathy for the grifters if they handled this correctly. But the way they handled it shows me that not only do they not feel sorry or bad for what they did, they don't truly care. Those apologies were all fake. Andre Jick's apology or non-apology, whatever he said, BS. Graham Stephan's fake apology, crap. Kevin's fake apology was crap. Kevin don't care about nobody but himself. And then he went on CoffeeZilla's channel and made a complete fool of himself. That tells you everything you need to know that he's not sorry. He had the nerve to go on CoffeeZilla's channel and say that it's not his fault that people lost money in FTX, even though he got paid money to promote people to put their money in FTX. It's absolute insanity. But that's the stuff that you have going on here. So it's just hard for me to feel bad. So yeah, man, I'll be paying close attention to this case. It'll be very, very, very interesting. And regardless of what happens, it's really good to see some justice finally come. Okay? Last thing I want to show you guys, I know I just blabbered for a while, but let me show you guys this. So we know about Edwin Garrison, right? Edwin Garrison is the guy who's not only suing these grifters, he's also suing Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin O'Leary, Steph Curry, the Miami Heat, all those different things. So this Edwin Garrison guy is involved in several lawsuits. He's also suing Voyager Digital. He's involved in that from what I believe, at least. I know the law firm is. So I'll break it down. So Edwin Garrison is behind this lawsuit, okay? And then the main lawyer that is involved in this case is Adam Moskowitz. Now, here's something that I don't think anybody has shown you guys, but I'll go ahead and show you. This is actually Edwin Garrison. I figured this would be cool for you guys to see. I'm sure some people want to see what these guys actually look like. So here you go. So this is what Edwin Garrison looks like. He's a middle-aged man from the state of Oklahoma on the left. This guy on the right is actually the lawyer. This is Adam Moskowitz, who is the main lawyer behind the Moskowitz law firm that is suing all of the celebrities involved in FTX and is also suing all of the YouTube grifters that are involved in FTX as well. So that's who those people are. I figured that'd be something interesting that you guys would probably care about. So yeah, these are the two people who are bringing some accountability to these grifters who have screwed people over by promoting an absolute scam without doing any due diligence. Another interesting factor regarding this whole lawsuit thing is we actually did have somebody else in the defendants who is actually came out and spoke out. So Meet Kevin, we know Meet Kevin spoke out on CoffeeZilla's channel and he made a fool of himself, which he tends to have a knack for. But BitBoy Crypto, who's also a part of the lawsuit, who CoffeeZilla actually came out and said that he's pretty much innocent in that case. BitBoy Crypto actually came out and spoke regarding the case, but he actually said something very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
And Young, all these people included. I got a call from one of these guys today. I won't say who it was. And he called me and he said, "Oh man, what are you thinking? What are we gonna do here?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, I don't know. I talked to this other guy that's in the group, and he said, man, we can all get together and we can get a lawyer and we can get represented. And they said it's just better for us just not to say anything. But if we do have to say anything, blah 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 blah." I don't know what. Lawyer guy, there's only one problem, guy. There's only one problem here, guy. Problem here, guy, is that I never promoted FTX.
So this is actually really funny because BitBoy came out and basically said that one of the people in the lawsuit, one of the defendants actually called him and they were pretty scared. The way that BitBoy is describing it, it sounds like that person is pretty scared. Like, oh, what are we going to do? We got to stick together and hire a lawyer because we scam people and now it's catching up with us. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's hilarious. But in terms of who that person is, I have my suspicions. Based on the way that BitBoy described how this person was talking, it sounds like it was Meet Kevin, because that is exactly how Meet Kevin talks. But then again, it's hard to believe that it's Meet Kevin because Kevin already came out on CoffeeZilla's channel and like spoke out. So I don't know. It's tough, but yeah, I don't know. It might be Meet Kevin that he spoke to on the phone, or it actually might be Graham Stephan. I know Graham Stephan and BitBoy have done collabs before. Graham Stephan came on BitBoy's channel before, so I don't know. Very interesting stuff. But the one important thing about this entire thing that BitBoy said, what makes it so interesting, is now we have a little bit of insight on how these people feel behind the scenes. And I can tell you right now, based on what BitBoy is saying about one of the defendants that called him, well, they're scared. They are worried for their lives that they are going to lose all the money that they grifted hard to make. Not worked hard for, grifted hard for. Grifted the heck out of average everyday people to get. And they're clearly worried about that. So it brings me joy and happiness to know that some of these people are sweating bullets because you deserve it. You deserve it. You can't just go out and promote scams and screw people over and grift people and think that nothing's going to happen to you. Yes, that's how life works. It's called karma. I've said this so many times on my channel. So yeah, I don't feel bad. And so, yeah, anyway, there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.